We're going to get into the world of kickboxing today. Let's do it. Hey, welcome back to my channel. And the film we're going to be discussing today is 1989's Kickboxer, starring Jean-Claude Van Damme. This movie came out in September of 1989. It was an hour and 37. It's an hour and 37 minutes long. It's rated R. Had a budget of $1.5 million, and upon release, it made 14.6. This is the movie Van Damme did right after Cyborg and right before Lionheart. This was sandwiched in between those two films, and we have Jean-Claude Van Damme in this movie as Kurt Sloan. We got Dennis Alexio as Eric, who was actually a heavy lightweight champion in kickboxing back then. Dennis Chan plays Chow. He's this gentleman who Kurt goes to train him to be a better kickboxer. Haskell Anderson plays Winston. He kind of is just gentleman Kurt meets along the way. And this movie was directed by Mark DeSalle and David Worth. And this movie starts off with a kickboxing match with Kurt's brother Eric and this other gentleman. And Kurt's brother Eric wins the fight and maintains his championship belt. And he gets asked after the fight by some press, like, are you thinking about going over to Asia to fight some of their fighters that are known to be some of the best in the world? He goes, I'll fight whoever. So they say something about Thailand, and before you know it, him and Kurt are in Thailand. And he's going to compete in this tournament over there. And there's this fighter, when they get to this tournament, there's this fighter named Tong Po. And he looks unbeatable. And Eric ends up fighting him, and before the match is over, Tong Po kicks his ass and basically paralyzes him. And this sets Kurt on a path to get trained because he wants to get in the ring and kick Tong Po's ass. That's pretty much the gist of this film. It's pretty much revenge plot. It's pretty much what it is. And after his brother's in the hospital, and Kurt's very upset, obviously, Winston helped him get his brother to the hospital. So Winston kind of takes Kurt under his wing and shows him around Thailand. Winston is an ex-Army Special Forces guy. He stayed there after the war, and he likes Kurt. So he connects him with Chow to get trained because he realizes that Kurt needs more training or he's going to get killed by Tong Po. So Chow decides to train Kurt, and he has a daughter or a niece. I think it's his niece now. And Kurt's smitten with her, so there's a little bit of a love story there as well, which becomes more of a revenge plot later, because she gets kidnapped by this crime syndicate that runs this underground fighting thing that backs Tong Po, and she ends up getting raped by Tong Po. This comes out later in the last fight. So when Kurt's ready, they decide they're gonna have to fight in the old ways in this like underground place with fire, like there's torches lighting the place, and there's this ring in the middle. And basically what they're going to do is they're putting these resin gloves on, and they're going to push their hands into crushed glass, and they're going to fight with glass in their hands. And that's what the last fight's going to be. But right before this, the crime syndicate's worried because of who is training Kurt that he's going to beat Tong Po, and they can't allow that. So they kidnap his brother to hold him for ransom, and they tell Kurt right before the fight, you're going to let Tong Po beat the shit out of you and make a good match out. You gotta go every round, and then you're gonna lose. And Kurt pretty much gets his ass kicked because he lets Tong Po kick his ass. But Winston and Chow go and rescue his brother. Classic 80s move here. And his brother shows up after before the one round starts, and then Kurt kicks Tong Po's ass and wins the fight. And that is Kickboxer, people. It's a fantastic 80s film. Now, I will say, I don't like this film as much as Bloodsport. I think Bloodsport is the better martial arts film. Everything in this movie, the fighting sequences are fine. And Jean-Claude Van Damme actually choreographed all the fights and directed all the fights. That was his thing on this film. And they're well done. The fights are fine. The problem is there's not enough of them. We see the one in the beginning with his brother. They get to Thailand. His brother fights, gets basically paralyzed by Tong Po. And then basically after that, it's training montages and him getting smitten with Chow's niece and just learning how to be a better fighter. And it's fine. And the guy who plays Chow, Dennis Chan, is funny, and he's really good. And everybody does fine in this movie. There's not all the actors do good work. It's just it drags a little bit. Kurt Sloan doesn't fight his first fight till like 55, 57 minutes into the film, and it's only an hour and 37 minutes long. So it takes a while to get there to his first fight, and then even a little bit longer until he gets to fight Tung Pao. And then the fight doesn't last really that long. But the fights are well done. It's still a fun 80s martial arts film. And I just like Bloodsport. I think Bloodsport's the better film out of the two. If you put these side by side, Bloodsport's the better film. But Kickboxer is still a damn good time. Now, during the film, they start a chant, and it's called Naksu Kao. They start chanting during the one fight. The Chow starts this chant. And I had forgotten about what that meant. They do say it in the movie, but my buddy Mike from Pennsylvania had texted me because he knew I was going to review this soon. And he goes, "You remember what that means?" And I couldn't remember. I haven't seen this film in a while. And it means white warrior. They start chanting Naksu Kao, and it means white warrior. That's pretty much what it means. So shout out to Mike. He's the one that reminded me what that meant. Although they do say it in the movie. I watched this last night. They do tell you what it means. Chuck Norris actually was originally supposed to be the star of this film. He was supposed to play Kurt Sloan. Van Damme ended up taking the role, and we got another Van Damme martial arts film. What would I rate this film? I would give Kickboxer a 7.5 out of 10. I think there's still enough there. It's fun. It has all the cheesy 80s rock music there. It's kind of a lot like Rocky IV in that respect. And the training montages are fine. The film just drags in the middle a little bit. It could have used another fight in there maybe, or just cut a little bit more out. But I still enjoy Kickboxer. It's a fun film. Not quite as good as Bloodsport. 7.5 out of 10 for me for Kickboxer. What are your thoughts on this Van Damme movie? Leave a comment down below. Let me know. Hit the thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button. Share this video. I'd greatly appreciate it. Y'all take care of yourselves, and I'll be back soon with another review. Thanks. Bye.